Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is SPF30 and on this channel here we are talking about skincare and we don't use a filter, so as you see me here, it is just as if you saw me on the high street. Apart from I don't have a sunscreen on now, and that is because we are going to test a sunscreen today. We are going to test one that I saw a review on the other day, and apparently it's supposed to be a really good sunscreen. It is a mineral sunscreen, and it is from the American company called Hero Cosmetics, and it's called Force Shield. So I saw a review the other day, and it was by someone that you might know. It was a guy called Hyram, and he said that this was a good one, or that's how I understood it. But let's just hear what he has to say about it, just sort of briefly. So Hyram, can you just say a little thing about the sunscreen?
I think it's great.
Okay, so that's really great then. But Hyram, could you just elaborate a little bit more on it, please?
This has to be one of the best sunscreens I have ever used in my life.
Okay, so now we know that it's really good. Apparently it's one of the best that Hyram has used ever in his life. So I guess that must be something that is really up there then. And actually I think that in the review it was said that this was one of those that were best of the best. So the thing is that just now we've heard a little bit from Hyram, but I would like to hear a little bit more. So maybe he can just give it a little bit more passion. So Hyram, can you give it a little bit more passion?
I am truly blown away.
Wow, so you're blown away. Wow, maybe one should be a little bit careful with this stuff here, then that you not get blown away really. So there is of course a little other thing with a product like this and any other sunscreen, and that is this little annoying thing that is called the ingredients list. And maybe we should hear what Hyram he has to say about that. So Hyram, what do you have to say about the ingredients list then?
The ingredient list is amazing.
Okay, so that's really good. So we know now that this stuff here, it will perhaps blow you away, and the ingredients list is amazing. But the thing is, of course, that I have had a little look at the ingredients list as well. And normally when you are buying a sunscreen, oftentimes it might be a chemical sunscreen, and therein there are some UV filters. And usually if you are taking a mineral sunscreen, then you don't want all those sort of filters. But usually in those chemical sunscreens, there are something called homosalate, and there is something called ethylhexysalicylate, and both of them, they are derivatives of salicylic acid, and salicylic acid, that is something that is proven to be a hormone disruptor, and that is why we are thinking that maybe those salicylates that are derivatives of salicylic acid, they are also hormone disruptors. So that is not something we really would like to have a lot of. So that's why you maybe sometimes would be choosing a mineral sunscreen. But lo and behold, in here there is actually something called butyloctyl-salicylate, and it's relatively high up on the list, and you can see the list here. So the thing is that though that salicylate does not work as a UV filter, then it's still in there, and still it is a salicylate. So that is maybe something to think about. But why have they put in that salicylate in a product that is a mineral sunscreen? Well, as I said, it is not there because it's a UV filter, because it's not. It is in there in order to make sure that the zinc oxide that is in this product here, that is distributed nicely and well on your skin, and you get a nice sort of feeling on your skin when all that sort of zinc oxide is being distributed on your skin. So that is mainly the reason that it is in there, but still it is a salicylate, so that is maybe something to think about. Now we have to test this stuff here as well, and there is this sort of green nozzle thing. And one thing to say about the product is that it is actually meant for acne-prone skin, and it has a sort of a faint green sort of a hue to it, and the idea is that it will sort of be something that is combating the redness that you might have if you have some acne going on, or in general if you just have a little bit of maybe rosacea or something like that, so you have a little bit of redness that you would like to counteract. And a product that is green can go in and do just that, if there is enough green pigment in it, of course. So the thing here is that they have added that little sort of color, and maybe it helps a little bit and maybe it doesn't help that much. Anyway, we will be trying this stuff here, and we need 1.25 milliliter, of course, and that is why I have this annoying spoon here, and there is 1 milliliter in it, but we need a little bit more, so we need to have a little top on it actually. So the thing is that here we have this thing, and it can be a little bit difficult to use, but let's just try and see how it goes. And maybe in the meantime, you can see it is a little bit problematic. We can ask Hyram, what about the white cast? Is there any sort of a white cast on this one here? So what does he have to say about that? Hyram, can you say a little bit about the white cast, please?
It's definitely a 1 for me on the white cast rating.
Okay, so that is nice to know. That is a 1 on the white cast scale, or Hyram's white cast scale, that is. And we can just have a little look at this one here, that finally I put it in. It was a little bit difficult. You can see maybe that it has this sort of a green hue, maybe. I think it's pretty difficult to see, but it has a very faint green hue. And we will just be putting this stuff here on my face. So we take the whole stuff and try and put that stuff on my face then. But shall we just hear, Hyram, what does it actually mean, more kind of like precisely what it is when it is a 1 on the white cast scale? So Hyram, what does that actually mean, what you just said?
1 being virtually no white cast whatsoever. I haven't been able to see any white cast at all.
Okay, so that's really nice to know then. So I can safely put this stuff on my face, I assume, without getting completely white in my face. I will just take it down on my neck as well, though. Like that. But the thing is, of course, that sometimes when you are having a sunscreen that is a mineral sunscreen, then you would like to know if it sort of ticks all the boxes for a mineral sunscreen. So let's hear if it does that. So does it tick all the boxes for mineral sunscreens then?
And I think it just checks the boxes for everything you want in a good mineral sunscreen.
Okay, thank you. That's again, it's really nice to know. The question is, of course, what is it you want in a sunscreen that is a mineral sunscreen? I would say that definitely what you want is something that will not leave a white cast. But that is pretty difficult to find, I would say. But maybe we are lucky with this one here. It just kind of like feel like maybe we are not super lucky. But maybe if I just massage this stuff in for maybe an hour or something like that, maybe it will be better. Well, actually I have tried this stuff here some of the other days, and I massaged and I massaged and I massaged, and it was a really good lymph drainage, but I'm afraid the white cast did not really actually go away. So what about flashbacks and stuff like that? What about flashback Mary? Maybe Hyram has something to say about her. Hyram, do you have anything to say about flashback Mary?
Flashback Mary is not the vibe.
Okay, so flashback Mary, she is not the lime. I think what that means when you're not talking slang, that is that this is something that will not give a sort of a flashback, because if it was, then Hyram might not have liked this sunscreen here. But as you just saw, I showed you a little picture where I took a photograph of myself with flash photography, and I am pretty sure that you noticed I looked rather white in the face, and this stuff here, I think it will be really difficult to make go away. I feel like I might be doing something like if I was going to be in a period drama or something like that from the old days, of course. And this stuff here, I would say it needs a lot of massaging in order to disappear. I simply just think that this stuff here, it might not be that super expensive, or that is at least something that Hyram says something about, that it is relatively affordable or something like that. In America, it's a different story if you want to buy it here in the UK. So you have to have it shipped over and all that sort of thing. And I would say, should you do that, Well, if you like a white cast on your face when you're using the correct amount of sunscreen, well, definitely then the product is for you. But I would say if you don't like that white cast, maybe you should give this sort of product a pass. And it is, of course, unfortunate that all these mineral sunscreen has this sort of annoying effect, and oftentimes you hear that people are saying that they have found a really nice and good sunscreen. I just think that when they're testing it and stuff like that, then they're not using enough. I did not see how much Hyram he was using, but certainly he did not show it in the video. Something about that you could maybe later see it on some TikTok or something like that, but in the review he did not show how it actually looked. So I think that now you have seen how it looks. I think that you will give this one a pass unless you are on the beach and there is no one around. You can maybe get away with it. Is it greasy? I think here it is a little bit warm, and in England at the moment it's rather hot, but I say when I used it the other day in the morning, it wasn't as greasy as it feels now. So it kind of like depends on the humidity and how warm it is and stuff like that. But one of those things with this sort of mineral sunscreen, and in this case it is not a nano sunscreen, so it is not a nano zinc oxide, and what it means is that it's not these super small particles, so they apparently don't want to use that. So what it means when you're having this sort of zinc oxide is that when you touch yourself in the face during the day and so on, and when you put it on, you might find that you feel a little bit sort of dry or strange in your hands, and I think that is the zinc oxide that does that. So that is a little thing, but also I have now just shaved, and usually when I put on something like a zinc oxide thing, then it tingles my skin a little bit in the beginning, and it feels like it's a little bit burning, and I don't think it's because of any of the other ingredients in it. It's something that usually happens when I'm using something that is a mineral sunscreen. So anyway, as I said, this is definitely not something I'm gonna buy again. So yes, if you like to see more of this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do other things so as to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.